Ben Alaya joins us. Issues, man. We're just coming out of issues from weightlifting, and then Ben Alaya walked in. Ben, good to have you on the program.
Yeah, it's good to have you back in the morning. We enjoy you in the evening.
Good to have you around.
By the way, where's Cecilia?
No, we'll deal with that. Ben, I am Yemi. When we're having the Taekwondo officials, at some point we got out of words. We don't understand what's going on with this Sports Federation elections and all of the issues that's coming out of it. What's your view on all this?
My view is that I think that, sincerely speaking, I think that the role that the ministry played is not too good. You know, you don't impose. It is the norm globally. Yes, you can. You know, as the minister and as the supervising ministry of this ministry, one thing the minister keeps saying is that he wants independent people, you know, who can generate funds to run the association. Yet you are imposing people who may not have the clout to attract monies outside. For instance, I give you a quick stance. You know, as we speak, the African Juniors is going on. Nigeria is not the athletics championship. It's not there. And I recall vividly that in the last how many number of years I can't recall, Solid Works, which is owned by the then president of AFN, Chief Solomon Ogba, we always struggle. Whether the ministry brings money now or later and pay him back is another story altogether. But first of all, he will ensure that he buys tickets, the athletes and officials are there. He will start struggling for logistics to pay, you know, the athletes the allowances that is due. Yes, at the end of the day, you have to pay him back. But what we are saying now is that, look, Taekwondo is already working. The AFN president, Gusso, before his election was annulled, knew that he was a member, he was a vice president of the AFN. He knew that there was a junior athletics tournament coming up. He never did anything. He went celebrating that he has won an election. Now it's been annulled, and they were even alibi that it was because there was no template to follow. When you are the vice president, were you not following the trend? Okay, Yagazie Chukwumerije took the Taekwondo team to the World Championship, and they did quite well. They may not have won a medal, but it's preparing, you know. And that was even when the board has problems. The board still has problems. The election has been annulled, and there will be fresh elections.
So why don't we have our junior team?
Then you have our junior team, which is going to step into so many issues coming up.
I have an interesting question for you. Aside the role the ministry played, another thing that's been a problem of some sort is that some people feel that when you have powerful people, in quotes, trying to get into sports, sometimes it derails. You know, there was a time you had governors. I think there was a former governor that was Judo Federation president. When you have those kind of situations, apart from the role that the military plays, those kind of situations, does it tend to destabilize the federations when you have sometimes these powerful people, quote and unquote, don't even have any relationship with the sports in the first place, but they just see a sport and say, I want to be here, problem starts.
Well, I would not ask that governors should be made presidents of federation, because in any case they have enough task on their hands as state chief executives. But we have people with passion. You know, we are talking of the likes of Daniel Igali. You know, Nduka Ojizo wanted to be tennis federation president, for crying out loud. He saw the template on ground and withdrew. And this is a man who would have brought millions of dollars into the Nigerian Tennis Federation. Now somebody else is there. I'm not saying that person may not or will not perform. But the fact is that Anunduka Ojizo, the only Nigerian ever to have played into the second round or thereabout in the Wimbledon, that's why he's called the Duke. You know, and despite that, he's still bringing several tournaments, equipment, and all what you can think of. And he's doing them across the 6 geopolitical zones on his own. These are the type of people we need in the federation. I don't see any corporate organization that will hear that Nduka Ojizo is the Nigerian Tennis Federation. It's a brand that will not put money that can knock at the doors of ATP. These are the things that the minister should not do. And now he has scared the guy away, and the guy is looking aloof. Even Godwin Kenka, I know his passion. I mean, the problem I think that Godwin had was that he didn't have a constituency, and he didn't know. Being the person who even drew up the template that this new federation should take, he should have gone cap in hand to maybe Bayelsa or Rivers State and said, look, I want to be here. I want to run.
And use from there.
And he is not complaining. Those are the basic issues. Yes, they got it right in some places. You could say they were not favoring some people, but there were some key guys that should remain and drive the sports.
Yemi raised a very vital point, and you touched on it. Sometimes when we hear these federation presidents come out and say, funding, no money, and then I hear that the deputy governor wants to lead a federation, and then you hear that some persons in the Senate, House of Reps, wants to lead a federation, then we start saying there are a lot of things we don't know.
They don't even know what they do in those federations. Where if you ask, there was a time a minister comes and they say, what do they do? Weightlifting. They say, what's weightlifting? Sports minister. Let us not mention this. This is supposed to be.
That's why we have you there. No more issues, man. No more issues.
It's amazing.
Can we please have a moment to say a prayer? We'll keep doing this until Ikeme is pronounced fit and sound and okay to compete for Nigeria. Ben Alaya, how much? I don't even know how to put it. How did you receive that news that Ikeme has been diagnosed of acute?
It hit me like a thunderbolt, because only last week, we were celebrating that he has recovered, he's back in training, and we're hoping and wishing that, he will be in goal against Cameroon. So we already praying. We already had a mindset of the type of team that we're going to present against the Indomitable Lions in Rio, and Ikeme obviously was going to be in goal. And when you look at him, he's a guy who looks so healthy that, I continue to, I don't imagine, some things happen, you can't query God. But look, this is a guy who passes through medicals every season. Every season. Why now? At 31 years, it's beats my imagination. But you look, medical, at times, maybe it changes, your blood system changes at will. I don't know. I don't understand. But, to me, it was a huge, huge shock. And like you keep saying, like you have been saying since, I think we should keep praying and wishing him well. Like somebody also tweeted, Petrov, I think it was Bim Badiola who said so. Petrov, beat it 4 years. Aston Villa, and 4 years on, he went back to football. Who says Ikeme cannot come back? All we need is the prayers. There is nothing impossible with God. I think that Ikeme will be back.
I pray so. I'm very happy he was discovered before he got into action. It would have been very terrible.
The way the doctors describe it, acute. Is very those are the words that scared me. Very strong words. If a medical doctor in Europe tell you that something is acute, it means it has entered very deep. And I think that, thank God, they are taking immediate steps, to start this rehabilitation through chemo. We keep praying for him, because this is a guy who has said in one of the interviews that we had with him that, look, his dream is to go to the Nations Cup and lift it. He wants to lift the African Nations Cup as a Super Eagle goalkeeper. And now, those dreams, they may come true someday.
Amen. That's the prayer.